G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic sock show on the internet. Look at this beautiful, beautiful day here, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve here in Australia, still Christmas Eve in most of the rest of the world. The anti-penultimate day before Christmas. I hope you're all getting ready to enjoy some time with your friends or family or whatever you're going to do. Get together, have some fun. Probably cold where you are, it's bloody hot here. It's always weird Christmas in Australia. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm doing an Ali Gold, which is what I wanted to talk about, because I just watched Ali Gold's latest video, and it was really good. Really enjoyed it. He got straight to the point. And I'll tell you what though, his wall and half blue, it's the bluest of blues. It's like when he got the painter in, he just they said, "What colour do you want?" He said, "Blue." What sort of blue? What do you mean? Just looked at him funny. Blue, isn't it? Blue. 0000FF. That's the only blue there is. But very interesting what he was talking about. Obviously the repercussions from the 6-3 loss to Liverpool, which, we'll talk about, I suppose, a little bit. And about how he's sort of perceiving a split in the online Spurs fan base. Interestingly, he sort of seems it to be more of a split between Twitter, the cesspool of the internet, and other platforms like was it Blue Sky? I don't even know what they're called. Other ones, so which is what you'd expect. Twitter's always a much more extreme environment. I mean, if you want anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, whatever you want, Twitter's your place. They've got you covered, which is why I don't bother with it. It's just too much for me. You could be talking about the weather and somehow someone will turn it into a conspiracy theory that will be centered around the sort of people they centre things around. It's horrible. But he also said that at the ground, the fans in the ground seem very much behind Ange at the moment. And he was going through why he thought that might be, and that was definitely something I picked up on during the game. It was really heartwarming to see Ange's name being sung and "Come on, you Spurs" all through the game. Even when we were down 5-1, they were still in full voice for us. It was an amazing support during that game, and I think he said it boils down to. We've got something going at Tottenham. Excuse me. We've got a plan. There are blue skies, hopefully, ahead of us, which has not always been the case at Tottenham. And we are scoring lots of goals. There's no doubt about it. Letting a few in. Shh. But that's with a very makeshift defence, who I think are doing as well as they can do. In fact, I think they're doing better than a lot of people expected them to do. I know they let in 6 goals against Liverpool, but hey, well, that's Liverpool, man. Sometimes you just get thumped, and we did get 3 past them at the other end, which doesn't happen very often for Liverpool. And when we get our defence back in order, that there's every chance those goals against will start shrinking down. Meanwhile, we can still score 3 goals against the best team in the world, you might say, at the moment. Definitely the informed team in the world. Man City have gone by the wayside. I don't know what the other teams in Europe are doing. I'll just centre it around the Premier League. And Liverpool are definitely the team to beat at the moment. So, and he's right that given where we are in the table, previously, fans have turned on managers in that situation, and I thought it was beginning to start, but I was wrong. In that Bournemouth game where there was a bit of a horrible reaction after the game, that did worry me. But that was just a pocket full of fans, and I think some of the support is being bolstered as a reaction to that as well. It's like, no, we want this guy to hang around. Now, of course, there's all sorts of garbage going about the internet from the usual suspects about like we're nearly in relegation. No, we're not. Look, most years you could say 30, 35 or so points gets you clear of relegation. We've got to win 4 more games and we're clear of relegation. Even with the points we've got in some years, that's clear of relegation. So we're miles away from that. We're 11 points clear of relegation, and on the other side of the coin, we're 11 points clear of third place. So, you know, we are kind of, you know, bang in the middle of things at the moment. And I'm sure once our players start coming back, that position's going to improve. Ali also stuck up for Ange's way of not changing. It was really good, actually. No fluff with this one. He was fully, you know, nice, reasonable, sensible stuff he was saying. That, you know, if you're going to commit to a plan, and this is something I've been saying for a while, if you're going to commit to a philosophy of football, then when the going gets tough, the last thing you want to do is bottle it and change to something else, because then that becomes the easy way out. It's like, and it's fair to say, as Ali also said, that in years gone by where we've tried to do this parking the bus thing that people go on about, this pragmatic football, it doesn't work for Tottenham. We don't end up winning games. In fact, under Ange Postecoglou, we've kind of become the comeback kings in football. Going a goal or two down is no reason to lose heart when you're following Tottenham Hotspur now, because we've got the firepower to come back and get back in the game, which is something we haven't really been doing before. So you can never count us out. Like in the Liverpool game when we were 2-1, and also when we were 5-3, it's like, and I heard Dejan Kulusevski after the game talk about, and I think some of his comments are being taken out of context. I'll get onto that in a second. The 5-3, they thought, you never know, there could be something special happening here. Now, I think Decky, you know, he was asked consistently, you know, of course by the reporters, should you have a plan B? Should you adapt? And Decky said, yeah, but what he was saying was, he said, yeah, we need to evolve, we need to get better. We need to get better, which is obvious, isn't it? We need to get better. But that isn't the same as saying we need to change, we need to go 5 at the back and poo ourselves and try and shut up shop and run to the corner flag and make the goalie fall on the ball and all that rubbish. It's just saying, no, we need to get better. He seems like a very determined young man, does Dejan Kulusevski. And the other player that's really starting to impress me at the moment is Archie Gray. I think he's really got something about him for an 18-year-old young man to be thrown into positions that aren't his. You know, he's a midfielder, and he's been playing at fullback and at centre half, and he's been doing a very good job. I think he's been performing better at centre half than Dragushin. And it just makes me think, you know, one, I think we've got a real bargain with Archie Gray, and two, could we be looking at a captain of the future? I know it's early days, but he is showing some signs of leadership. The way when against Man United, one of Fraser Foster's little fluffs, Archie Gray went over and took responsibility for his part in it. You know, that's, I don't know, man. I like the way he plays. I like the way he's not too flash, but he's effective. He makes an impact, and also he tries things. And if they don't work, he doesn't keep doing it. Now I noticed with Dragushin, he's often doing a bit of a long ball. It reminds me of a previous defender we had who will not be named. That those long balls, they maybe are on the money. Maybe let's call it at the best 50-50. I think it's less than 50-50. So 50% of the time you're losing possession. I don't know. I'm not keen on it. I think it's better to keep the ball on the deck a bit, or maybe get better at the long balls. Maybe it's a case of if he, you know, as he keeps doing it and doing it more, he'll get better at it. But I think Archie Gray has been performing much better in defence than Radu Dragushin at the moment. It makes me get quite excited when our centre backs get back to see a bit of Archie in midfield. What can he do in midfield? Because I haven't seen him there yet. It'd be great to see. So, you know, sun shining on Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I've got a couple of people to thank. Yesterday, I did a bit of a controversial video. Some people didn't like it. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. But I got a couple of, what are they called? They're not called super chats. They're called super somethings. Super things. Anyways, a couple of people put comments in with with a donation, a tip for the channel. So I'd like to thank Steve Feltner and Jay Aston. And as usual, you know, if someone does something like that, I'll go to their channel and check them out. And because Jay Aston, I know that name. And of course, I knew that name because that was a member of Bucks Fizz. But then lo and behold, Jay Aston is a singer of a band called Gene Loves Jezebel. So I feel a bit bad about him giving me the money now, because I bought their album Discover in the 80s. They were quite a popular indie band in the 80s in England, still going now. Here's a link to their channel if I can do it somewhere. So the royalties that he probably didn't even get fully from me, he's given me back. But hey, this could be another pop star that likes Tottenham. I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. We'll file it away with Jar Wobble, and there's a couple of others. Bob Marley, Hot Chocolate, Adele. But if Jay Aston's a Spurs fan, that's pretty cool. So thanks to Jay and to Steve for the super chats and support. Thanks to all the messages I've had in support. What I said yesterday, I think it was important to say it. You know, I'm not going to make it a primary focus of this channel, but things need to be said once in a while when they're just accepted as the norm and not questioned anywhere. Anyway, I hope you all have a great Christmas, and looking forward to the Nottingham Forest game. I'll see you next time, folks. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. And come on, you Spurs!